Hello, my fellow golf ball addicts. We are continuing on our top 100 of the best 100 golf balls I've tested, or I guess really ranking them because I've tested exactly 100. So there's some that are really bad, and there's a lot that's pretty okay, and then there's a couple that are just almost perfect. So again, if this is your first time watching the video, I highly encourage you to watch the video, link in the description, the first one, that basically just kind of tells what I'm basing these numbers and rankings on. That way you kind of understand how I'm coming to these conclusions. It's based on a variety of different stuff, as well as, you know, obviously being like an average swinger, 92 mile an hour. So I just don't want you to come in here and read this list and think, oh, he's got 115 mile an hour swing speed. So check that video out so that way you know. All right, let's dive into this. Number 89, Titleist AVX. I had a lot of people recommend the AVX to me, and I was really excited to try it because there was a lot of people who were saying, hey, I know you don't like the Pro V1 or the Pro V1X, you know, for your swing speed because it's just not meant for average swingers, but, you know, I use the AVX and it's been a lot better, it's been a lot faster. I mean, I've seriously, I've had probably a dozen people tell me that, but when I tested it finally, I just didn't get a lot of pop. I didn't get a lot of bounce to the ounce off the club. The ball speed numbers weren't that good, and it wanted to launch really low, which of course is a characteristic of the AVX. That's what it does. It wants to launch low, and because it wants to launch low and because it's not coming off the club hot, you just don't get any distance with it. And honestly, there's no forgiveness there. It feels a little rockish off the club. I'd love to test it again in 2024, of course, see if I can get some better numbers, but the one I tested a couple of years ago just did not do very well, and that's what puts it toward the bottom of the list. Number 88, Bridgestone E9. I was quite intrigued when I was going through a golf shop one day and I saw a sleeve of golf balls that said E9, not E6, not E7, not E12, but E9. And I thought, well, that must be brand new. And it was for the 2023 season. Bridgestone decided they wanted to make the long drive competition golf ball, of course, which Titleist was before, and Volvic. They've been switching companies like crazy. But the E9 was going to be that this year, and it kind of just promised to be a two-piece golf ball that goes extremely far and extremely straight. The problem is I didn't get much distance out of it being an average swinger. And also, you know, yes, it was pretty straight, but it wasn't as straight as they were making it out to be. And considering its price point of being $29.99 for a two-piece golf ball, it didn't have a lot of great value. It didn't have a cool design, really. I mean, I wasn't really into the design of it at all. And then I didn't have the greatest durability luck with it either. There was nothing really to propel it up in the list at all, so unfortunately it got stuck toward the bottom of the 80s. Number 87, Wilson Triad. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be upset by this one. I reviewed the Wilson Triad. I had a lot of high hopes for it. I was super excited about it. And then the numbers weren't good. They weren't good at all. And I didn't like the feel of it. I didn't like how it acted. I didn't like how it reacted. And then even after I posted that review, I've had dozens of people come on the channel and comment section and be like, you're wrong. I mean, I've had all the way as bad as I don't trust your channel anymore. This guy's a clown. I'm unsubscribing. I've had that because of this golf ball. So I do plan on retesting it. It'll be one of the first golf balls I retest in 2024. I want to see if the numbers get better, but I don't have anything else to go on at the moment. I didn't have good numbers with it. The value's just okay. I mean, Wilson does a good job most of the time, but with this one, I just had nothing when I was looking over all the data to really propel it any higher than this spot. Number 86, Bridgestone E12. Definitely one of my least favorite golf balls of all time. Don't like the feel of it. Don't like how it acts in the air. You hit it and you get this face. Like you just don't like it. And I'm not the only one. I actually have people I play with every weekend. My buddy Alex, who's, you know, he's an influence on the channel all the time, hates it. I mean, he hated it before even I hated it. He just put it down, hit it, and said, this is disgusting. The numbers aren't that good. The feel's awful. It doesn't really do anything exceptionally well or even kind of well. It just is mediocre at everything. And honestly, with Bridgestone, I have pretty high expectations because their tour balls are pretty decent. I love the E6. The E9 wasn't great, but the E12 definitely is not one I would have at the top of my list. And there's a lot of people who really like the E12. It's not as big of a cult following as you would think, but I'll tell you what, I get tired of having people tell me, you know, oh, I play the E12. And I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know, I just do. And it's like, try anything else, man. Try anything else. These aren't good golf balls. Yes, they're super cheap. Yes, you can hit them, you know, and lose 5 or 6 a round. You don't have to sweat because you didn't lose that much money. But in the end, these golf balls just aren't that good. They don't perform that good. The covers aren't that good. The durability's poor. You know, they look cartoony. That's what I said about the other one. If you're a serious golfer at all, buy the Max Fly straights. You know, those are a way, way better golf ball. You're going to see them way higher on this list. And, I mean, they're around the same price. I mean, pay the extra 20 cents a golf ball or whatever it is and get that. You'll be glad you did. Number 84, Titleist Tour Soft. So listen, sometimes with Titleist, I have golf balls from them I really enjoy, and then sometimes there's these where I'm flabbergasted. So the Titleist Tour Soft has a couple things going against it. One, the numbers with my swing speed were just okay. I think it's for slower swing speeds. It could be for faster. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look at the compression off the top of my head. But it doesn't fit the average swing speed. It doesn't fit average to fast. The numbers aren't great, but what really works against it is Titleist is making a two-piece golf ball with a, you know, iometer blend, Surlyn, you know, proprietary blend cover, whatever you want to call it, and they are charging $38 a dozen for it, which is by far the most expensive two-piece golf ball I can find or I've ever tested, which means there's no value there. And I mean, yes, Titleist is known for their consistency, but my God, I do like the fact that they put, you know, the alignment tool with, you know, your front facing as well as your line down the side for sight. That's really cool. But other than that, that's really all it has going for it. I mean, the price is terrible. The numbers weren't great. I mean, why would you pay that extra money for something when there's going to be a lot of golf balls on this list, especially toward the top, that you can even get way cheaper? I mean, I'm talking for a fourth of the price. You know, it's insane. Number 83, TP5X. So if you're a longtime subscriber on the channel, you'll notice that I actually never did a review on the TP5X. I never actually did a full-length review. And the reason I did that, or I didn't do that per se, was because the launch monitors will not pick this golf ball up. I don't know why, but my Mevo wouldn't, and neither will this one. I've tried to review this golf ball for 3 years, and I just can't. With that being said, I finally just kind of took it to the course over a year and just played it here and there and got a feel for it. Look, the TP5X I'm sure is a great golf ball if you're swinging 115 mile an hour, but for average swingers, it's extremely rockish. Miss hits will lose you 30, 40 yards. It's so bad. I can't tell you how many times I hit a ball and it was just slightly off. And not only was I at the front of the green or off the green, I was in the fairway. I mean, I was losing 40, 50 yards, and then I'd have to actually pitch into the green just because of a miss hit. It's not intended for this swing speed, so even though I didn't have numbers on it, I just had to put it somewhere kind of here at the bottom, and based on what I saw, this is where I put it. Number 82, the Bridgestone BRX. You know, I mean, here's the thing. When I tested the whole lineup of Bridgestone golf balls, it was kind of tough because they all were in the realm of this. It just depended on, you know, Bridgestone has 4 different tour golf balls, a distance and a spin model for both under 105 and over 105. So it's really niche. I mean, you're able to really lock it in and get exactly the golf ball you want. This golf ball essentially, I mean, this is just how it goes. You're going to see all 4 of those golf balls on this list at some point. Mainly the reason some are higher than others is just going to be because they responded to my swing speed better. That's about it. I will say that all these golf balls by Bridgestone are really highly crafted. Their durability is awesome. I really enjoy using them. Like I trust a Bridgestone golf ball. I mean, so does Tiger. So it's like if Tiger trusts it, trust me, it's good enough for you. But with this one, it's probably just meant for a faster swing speed. So unfortunately, it just gets put to the bottom based on performance numbers. Number 81, Noodle Long and Soft. Again, one I was really disappointed in. I had so many people telling me over the course of the last 3 years, like the Noodle golf ball will fit, you know, right into the 2-piece soft golf balls, Nick, that you're testing. You're getting all these great numbers from, like the, you know, Precept Laddie and the Cut Red and all these numbers. It's going to fit right in there. And I finally got around to testing it a couple months ago, and that just wasn't the case. It was the worst out of all of them from that category I've tested. I wasn't able to get any pop. It really felt dead coming off the club, which resulted in the numbers just being mediocre. It just didn't really stand out anywhere. I mean, the value was pretty good. I mean, value was perfectly fine. I mean, honestly, that's the type of value what we're talking about with Top Flight, where you can lose a few and it's not a big deal. So that part's good. But other than that, nothing really there. And so that's what puts it at the bottom 20. Number 80, Titleist Tour Speed. Again, another kind of golf ball that fits right in there with the Tour Soft. Now this one is 3-piece, so the value's a little better, but it's still $40 for a non-urethane golf ball. It's a proprietary blend from Titleist, and again, I just didn't get any numbers with it. It's a completely different look than the Tour Soft. I mean, it doesn't look anything like it. The colors are all different. It's almost like trying to be a completely separate ball. And it does feel completely separate, but it still just doesn't have any pop off the club. There's no benefit with the numbers. And durability is just okay because these golf balls don't come out of the main Titleist plant. They come out of, one of the secondary ones. So the attention to detail isn't as great. So again, it's really unfortunate to have to pay that premium and that extra price for not as good of quality control. So unfortunately, with nothing there, again, it falls to the bottom 20. All right, guys, be on the lookout in a few days. I appreciate you being here. As always, keep watching to keep saving and keep learning. I appreciate you watching as always. We'll see you next time for 79 through 70.